Coming up on today's episode. Good day, YouTube. Here with you at I'm at the bench, but you're not looking at the bench. You're looking at some wood. Wood for my shelves. That is what that is. There is enough wood there for 2 sets of uprights and 1 set of shelves. I have more wood out in the hallway that I need to cut to the same length. I've got 3 the same length, but I need a 4th one. And I have plenty of lumber to do that, but I've got to cut it. So that will make each shelf is going to have four shelves, and I think that will be plenty for no higher than it's going because, and you can see the bottom of that rail right there is going to be our point. That's as high as it can go, and that's what those are cut for, just exactly that length. And I'm hoping, I'm not really sure exactly how it's going to work out, but I want to take that brace off and let the shelves rest on, I shouldn't say the shelves, but the upper shelf, the wire shelf up there on it's mounted on the wall, and let that rest on the wooden shelves that I'm putting in there. And that should give me a good base for that, and I won't need that support for that. So that's the plan, and that will allow me to place the shelves in the middle like I want to do. And otherwise I would have to basically go on each side of that support bracket, and that would not be like I want it. So that's what's going to happen there. Now, back over here again, I had started doing this project Saturday, and I had full intentions of getting it done by yesterday, but that did not work out. It was a series of unplanned events. One of them was planned, but then it was not planned, and I don't know. So what happened was I was out sawing wood, and I had my phone with me naturally, and I noticed that I had a text, because you can't really hear it when you're sawing wood, and it was my son and asking me some questions about a dishwasher. So I came back in the house and I called him up, and we got discussing the dishwasher in question. It was his dishwasher there at his house, and he was trying to get it working again. He had it disconnected for some reason. I forget now what the reason was, but he was not aware that it even worked, or if it would, or it should work. He thought, and so we spent probably the next 3 hours, I would say, troubleshooting that, me over the phone, him sending me pictures of the wiring diagram, things like that. I finally figured out that I could put it on speakerphone and look at the pictures while I was still talking to him. It took me a while to figure that out. I don't know, I'm not the best with phones. But anyway, that was part of the thing that, of course, by that time, I had other text in there. I was getting text while I was on the phone with him, so I finally got to look at those. One of them was my granddaughter wanting to know if I was going to the dinner party with them that evening, and I wanted to go, but at the same time I didn't want to go. I wanted to get the shelves done, but so in the end I heard some disappointment. I could hear my daughter. When I was talking to I called my granddaughter, and I could hear my daughter in the background saying, "Aw." So I changed my mind, and I ended up going with them to that. Did not get home from that until nearly midnight. So obviously I didn't get much else done with the shelves. I only had like 3 uprights cut, and that was it. So anyway, that was that. So yesterday I didn't really feel like doing anything after the party. I didn't really do a lot at the party. I did some things. I helped with setting it up and things like that. But at the same time, I didn't do a lot. But, even just not doing anything but sitting there and, taking it all in, as it were, like I said, that is stressful in itself and does cause me pain the next day as far as being achy and stuff like that. So I spent the next day, like I said, Sunday, doing basically nothing. And when I got up this morning, my intention was to get some things done with these shells. Well, I had forgotten all about getting an order on Saturday for the BDST, which I only had one prepared, so that meant I had to make up another kit. And one thing led to another, and I was supposed to mail the one I had out on Saturday. Of course, that got postponed until Monday, today, and that was the deal on that. But anyway, I finally got all those done and mailed out about 1 o'clock. So from 1 o'clock, I was watching videos too. Mortsky had a 3-hour video today. I don't know if anybody pays any attention to Mortsky, but that was a long video. And it was a good video. I mean, he didn't have one last week. I guess he was busy working on this. But anywho, that was that. So anyway, and then with eating supper and stuff like that, I even ate an early supper. And so here I am finally. I did manage, in the meantime, between Mortsky and supper and things like that, get out and saw the rest of the boards up, which is, like I said, what they all are. I had to saw the shelf boards, three cuts to get that done, and of course the uprights, all had to saw those. Those didn't take long to saw because they're not very big. But so the next the next step in doing this is to basically mark one leg of the uprights out as far as where the shelves are going to go, where my spacing and things like that. Once I do that, then I can put it up next to another one, mark it, and go all through the rest of them, because they're obviously going to be in the same spot. And then I'll take my drill and go through and drill all the 2 holes in each upright to mount the shelf to. And once that's done, then I can take and put the shelf where it goes and drill another hole, 2 holes or 4 holes in it on each end to match the holes on the uprights. So then I can screw it all together. That's the process I'm going to be using. So I may bring you along on that because, like I said, I don't have anything else planned for this video. The hot air station is in Indiana right now. Plainfield, I think, is what it is. Ordinarily, I would say I would get it tomorrow, but they're still claiming it's going to be Wednesday. So obviously, they're in no hurry to get it here to me. I can drive to Plainfield in an hour or two, probably 2 hours, I'd say. So it is not that far away, but UPS has their own way of doing things. So, and so does USPS. All of them do. So. Not necessarily ragging on UPS, but anyway, so that's happening. And like I say, it may get here tomorrow, it may not. I don't know. But like I say, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's no big deal to me one way or the other. It's not going to be on this video on Tuesday that I'm doing right now. So no big sweat on that. So that's pretty much it. But anyway, so that's that, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So stay tuned for that, and we'll take you along and show you something. I'll try to speed up a lot of it, and so that you don't have to be bored to death. It's kind of like watching paint dry. You know how that works. So all right, let's get on with it. a good look at the final product. I think I probably could have got away with one more shelf in there, but at the same time, I'm going to reserve this. See, I've got enough to do the other one with 5 shelves. I've got enough wood to do that, shelf boards. So I may do that and just reserve this one for the larger items. And I think that might be the way to go with it. Or I can always add shelves. You know, that's not an impossibility. So, like I say, there's a good look at it for what it is. Now, it's not going to work out like I thought. It won't let me put the 2 front ones underneath that top shelf, that metal shelf. It's not wide enough to do that. So, I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'll figure something out. I know there's enough room if I just put that one next to this one on the end here. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing at. I don't think you can. This one here on this end, right there, and put that on the other side of it, and then put the other shelf on this side of it. I think it'll work that way. It'll eliminate just a little bit of my shelf space up there, but that top shelf is not going to be that useful anyway. It's going to be obviously a lot shallower than the others on there. But again, I'm happy with the way it turned out, and I have things that will fit in there easily, so not going to worry too much about it. So that's a good way to end this, I do believe. Again, not much of a video, but a video. So, is what it is, as they say. I think I'm going to have to recharge my screwdriver overnight. I have a doctor's appointment Wednesday, so other than tomorrow, I don't know what else I'll have time to do anything. Of course, after I get back from the doctor, I can do stuff, I guess, but that's always a pain in the butt. You guys know how it is. But anywho, that's got to be done. So that is what it is. I think that's about it. Not a bad day today. Temperature wise, I think it was a little warm. Not too bad though. I went and got food this evening at Wendy's. And of course I had the windows open from going to the post office to drop off those kits this morning. Or actually this afternoon. And so I left the windows down. So it wasn't too bad in there. You know, like I said, I hate running the air conditioner in town because by the time you get where you're going, now you know it would have been all right for this because if you have to sit in line for any time length, you know that's okay to have the air conditioner running in because you get hot sitting there. But like today, I pulled into Wendy's and I was behind the only one in line. And she got hers ordered pretty quickly, and I got mine ordered. And the time I got down there, she paid and left, and so I was ready the next one and got out of there pretty quick. So can't complain about that. Now I've discovered it depends on what time of the day you go because the later it gets, it seems like the crowdeder they get. So I think it was a little about 4:15 when I went this afternoon. I figured, you know, I'll eat an early dinner and come in here and get some work done and make a video for you guys. So that was the plan. So if I get any updates on the whereabouts of the hot air rework station between now and the time that I can update this video, I'll put it in text somewhere and let you know what's going on with it. But as it stands, like right now, it's in Plainfield, Indiana, which is west of Indianapolis. So I'm just guessing, you know, knowing how Wednesday, knowing how UPS is here lately, I probably won't get it till Wednesday. So it seems like that's just the way they work. So you would think once it got that close, it would be here the next day, but you know, they have their ways, and you know that's the way it works. So, all right, I'm gonna quit jabbering. I want to get this. I've had so many different. Comments on that last video, you know, should I do this, should I do that, and all that stuff. I'm going to wait for the hot air station, and I'm going to try that because if it's not good for that, then to me it's not any good because, I'm going to make a mask, and by that I mean a heat shield around basically everything except for that area that has to be hot aired, and that should prevent most of the heat from going anywhere near the plastic bits on the port itself, I think. So otherwise, having a hot iron on those pins, if that's going to ruin the plastic, well, it's not going to be any good anyway. It's not going to be different than using hot air. So that's just the way I do it. And also, I'm not going to be doing my hot air as warm as Ron did. I've had several people tell me that that's too hot. That the solder in the solder flux paste is 37, 63. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, instead of 60/40, it's 63/37, and that is a lower melting temperature than 60/40, and that's one of the reasons you don't really need that much heat. And they're advising me 200 degrees Celsius, so I think that's probably what I will do, and so we'll see how it works, and hopefully for the best. But I do have another one if it does mess up. That's one thing about the hot air thing. It's easy to clean up the boards off and stuff like that. Just solder wick, and it's ready to go again. And I can always, if it doesn't work out the first time with the hot air, I can always use a soldering iron to do the second one. It's not a big deal. This is a learning experience, and like I said, the ports weren't that expensive. So, I want to get this, I want to be able to do something like this. If to me, it's not worth anything if you can't do just about any kind of SMD soldering with it. So, if you have to pick and choose every time you have different components that you want to use, I'm not really finding that useful because, again, like I say, in the past, I've always used my soldering iron. And that may not be the most elegant way of doing it. I understand that. But it does work. And like I said, hot air is obviously the way to do it faster for the people that have to do a lot of them at once or something. And I understand that too. But like I said, we'll find out. And it's all about learning, as Ron has figured out. Haven't you, Ron? But like I say, it's just that's how you do it. I'm thinking about. I've been talking a lot about welding here lately, and that's not soldering like the Chinese call it. That's welding like on a car, and I'm thinking very seriously about doing that. I've been talking to people about that, and I want to get me a flux core welder. I'm not going to get anything elaborate. I will have one that'll do MIG and with gas and flux core both, but that's as far as that's going to go. So I just kind of want to play around with that, see how I can do with it. I figure it can't be too much different than soldering. Obviously there are differences, but it's basically about melting steel instead of solder, and that's what you're doing. So, all right, that's like I say, I've talked long enough. I keep talking. You guys have a great day. Thank you so very, very much for watching, and we will see ya.